I like this. It's LaRae,
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rights, and of course I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, and imitate, never duplicate, Superstar Tim Vicious, and we're gonna go to Raw this week. Was in Providence, Rhode Island. Pretty sweet. Yes, they did have the Peter Griffin lookalike guy in the audience. He was there, and I thought that was kind of funny. You know, I'm in have to admit, yeah, I like Family Guy. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah. But before we get into this week's show, just like always, we're gonna switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, had a fatal five-way to determine who will face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. It was Xavier Woods, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross, and LA Knight. Excuse me, and holy shit was this a fucking match. God damn. This was one hell of a match. Now, the winner actually wound up being Drew and Sheamus at the same time. There were two refs. They both did a count on, and they both got the 1, 2, 3. It was later announced by Adam Pearce that this Friday coming up, Sheamus and Drew are going to have a one-on-one to determine the true number one contender for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. So, all I'm thinking is we're going to have Drew versus Sheamus on free TV, on free live TV, for the world to see. For those who may not be well educated in seeing them two fight, go look for the old John Wayne movie, The Quiet Man, and just watch the bar fight scene. And watch the bar fight. Yeah, because honestly, that pretty much sums it up. Because you got a pissed off angry Irishman and a pissed off angry Scotsman. What more do you need to help explain that? Yeah. Next up we had Legado del Fantasma going against Judgment Day, and this came to be because before the match happened, it was announced Rey Mysterio is officially going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, which big ups, big congrats to Rey on that. Very, very much so well deserved. You know, I remember seeing Rey here and there in ECW when I was a kid, not really knowing much. You know, I was a kid, and just thinking, holy, whoa, this guy's bouncing around like a Super Ball. And just, yeah. Then, you know, seeing him there and then evolving in WCW and then WWE, just, it's heartwarming to see it, you know. Seeing somebody that I grew up watching grow and evolve and then get this kind of praise and recognition. So as Rey was coming out, thanking the fans for the support and for being behind him all these years to get this Hall of Fame induction, out comes Judgment Day with Dominik. Dominik's doing the whole, you only got this because, you know, you abandoned me. All the football, all the soccer games, all the times you weren't there for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, all those times you were supposed to be there for me, you weren't, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then Legado heard enough, and Santos, he came down storming, man. That man is your father. That man's legacy will outlive you. And if he's not going to go and slap some sense into you, I will. That's basically what he said, and then that turned into the match. Damn good match, and you know, I gotta say this, I am really impressed with on how Dominik has actually evolved over the course of the time since he debuted. From the time he debuted until now, he has grown, you know, so I'm really glad to see that. The match, Judgment Day got the win, but afterwards, Dominik then called Rey out. Epic, come on back in. Come on, I just want to have a word with you. And then he started going again, berating and belittling him, saying he was a deadbeat dad, this, that, and the other. Then saying Eddie should have been his dad. And Ray's just like, no, you don't mean that. Come on, you don't mean that. And Dom just keeps teasing and taunting and shoving him, pushing him. And you could just see Ray like looking like, I wanna, but no, I'm not gonna. And then finally when Dom goes to shove him again, Ray moves out the way, and then Dominik falls out of the ring, ass over tin cups, and then Dom's like, you can't do that to me. So yeah. Ricochet and Braun Strowman had a match against the Viking Raiders. Raiders got the win. Yeah, that happened. Charlotte Flair had a match against Shotzi, and that was because Charlotte wound up coming to Pierce saying, listen, it's WrestleMania season, I want to be at peak, so I want a match. It could be against anyone. And then Pierce saying, okay, I'm sure I can find somebody. And then we got this, and yeah. Not necessarily one of Charlotte's best, but it happened. Rhea wound up coming ringside watching, and after the match, Charlotte and Rhea had words. Rhea basically saying she's upped her game, Charlotte's not ready for her. Charlotte saying she's always at top game no matter what. She's ready to take Rhea down, and come WrestleMania, she's going to learn why she is the best, whether it be man or woman in this business. And then we get the closing segment for SmackDown with Jey Uso explaining why he did what he did to Sami, why he betrayed him like that. How could you, Jey? And then Jey basically saying, I did it for family. It was family. Because when your family needs you, they call you. If your family called you and said their lights went out, their lights got shut off, what would you do? You'd go out there and help them. You'd go out there and pay that bill. If your family called you and said they got no food in their house, what would you do? You'd go out there. You'd buy groceries. You'd bring it to them. My family called me. They said they needed me. They said they needed me to help take care of the Sami Zayn problem. So you know what I did? I came and I helped. We took care of the Sami Zayn problem. And now we're going to take care of Cody Rhodes. We're going to take care of the Cody Rhodes problem. Because he wants to get himself involved in our business like this. And then Cody comes out, if you boys want to keep on talking about me like this, you can at least do it to my face. And then they're saying, if you take one more step closer, excuse me, you take one step closer, you ain't gonna make it to WrestleMania. And then Cody takes off his suit jacket, undoes his tie, takes it off, and as he's taking all that off, Sami sneaks in through the crowd, takes out Jey. Cody beats up Jimmy. They go through the audience, then back into the ring, throw them out, and then the show ends with Cody and Sami standing tall. Yay, hooray! So yeah. So now we get into this week's show, Raw, Providence. It starts out with Edge coming out, calling out Finn, wanting to get this out there once and for all. And Edge basically saying, yes, listen, for the past few years, I had to wrestle in front of TV cameras. I had to wrestle in an empty arena. I am not doing this anymore. I want your ass. WrestleMania, yes. One condition, no. I want you Hell in a Cell. So, Finn saying yes, so we're getting Edge versus Finn Balor at Hell in a Cell. And there was a lot more taunting and insults thrown back and forth at each other, but I'm shortening it up for show reasons. But after the agreement, then Judgment Day came down. They proceeded to go and do a beatdown onto Edge, which then led to Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, and Candice LaRae coming down to make the save. Candice going after Rhea, Johnny and Dexter helping even up the numbers, and then it break it all up. And then we get into the first match of the night. Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis going against Damian Priest and Dominik Mysterio. And yeah, like I said, there was the brawl before the match, and then there was a lot of good back and forth going on into the match, into the commercial break. Post-break, Johnny Gargano was the punching bag, and Lumis got the hot tag. And Lumis was fucking good, man. I really, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love Dexter Lumis' character, I keep on forgetting just on how damn good he is, just because of on how creepy he always is outside of the ring. Just that silent character of showing a whole ton of axes and blades and shit in his coat. That kind of stuff. Just like, okay. That's the kind of dude I'm probably going to want to hang out with when the purge happens. And make sure I make sure I keep my eye on. Yeah. Damn good match. I thought it was good. Match came to an end when Lumis, he had Dominik in that chokehold he does. But as he's moving and wrenching him, Dominik eventually gets his hand close enough for Priest to get a blind tag in. Priest then does a kick to the side of Dexter's head and then hits him with the south side of heaven choke slam. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Next up, we got Cody Rhodes going against LA Knight. Yeah, dummy, yeah. So, really good action, man. This was solid action. This was good. Knight, he was leading the match into the break and was pretty much dictating the pace as the match went. It wasn't like now, Cody, he got the win. He did the Cody Cutter and then the Crossroads, 1, 2, 3. But man, it was just so damn good seeing at the fact of Knight. I love the fact that LA Knight got a chance to actually shine, and was this going to be an obvious, it's an obvious match, Cody's going to win? Yes. However, it's just like with movies. You go to a superhero movie, the hero's obviously going to win. You go to an action movie, the good guy's obviously going to win. But you want to see the things that happen up to the ending. Duh. So, and that's the part that got me. That got me with this match. I loved it. Seeing that part with LA Knight getting a chance to shine like that. Now, after the match, Cody had a mic, was talking about on how, Paul Heyman, you said I'm making this personal. Well, you're damn right I'm making this personal. I acknowledge the tribal chief, but it's about hot damn time he acknowledged me. Because come April 2nd, that night, only one thing is going to be certain, and you are going to see Rhodes becoming the new WWE Universal World Heavyweight Champion. Now later on you see Paul Heyman address it, saying that that Monday next week, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns will be there to address what Cody said. So yeah. Next up, we got Elias going against Bronson Reed, and this was so good. This was so good. Reed just pretty much just pancaked Elias. I mean, Elias got a few good licks in, but man, Reed just pretty much was powering him from start to finish. Reed got the win, obviously, with the tsunami, but I got okay. I'm good now. I'm good. Good. I'm good. Next up, we got Austin Theory going against Angelo Dawkins, and this came to be because they showed a little backstage segment from earlier in the day with Theory coming in, the Street Profits ribbing on Theory because Theory challenged Cena to a match at Mania last week. Cena accepted, but he burned him at the stake in the process, saying, you're a ruthless aggression, Cena. And that's not a compliment, because that almost got me fired. And you challenge me, buddy, you're in a lose-lose situation, because if I beat you, you're done. You lose everything. But if you win, the following night you gotta face the most brutal, the most honest crowd out there in the WWE universe. And they are going to eat you alive. And then Theory kept rattling him. And then he provoked him, saying that, answer to what the people want, and said, now, I tried to be nice but say no for your sake. But you brought these people into it. So for their sake, yes. See you then, kid. So here we go. So anyways, then they go to fast forward back to this. Teasing and taunting. Theory then goes and teases and taunts the Prophets, saying, maybe I'll take on one of you guys. Do you? Taz, because all that talk, you want the smoke, you get the smoke, and then you choke at the last minute. And then Dawkins steps in, yo, let me handle this. How about this? How about I take you on and I'll slap some sense into you, son. Paraphrasing all this, mind you. So, yeah, there we get that. Very good back and forth at the start. Theory, he was leading the pace, with Dawkins building up a bit of a comeback post-break. But, man, it was a good match. And Theory, he got the win. And he got the win doing a good left hook and then hitting the A-Town. The big thing that the commentators kept pushing was the big what if. What if Theory does get the win? What if he really can take down Cena? What if he can do the impossible? So yeah. Next up, we got Corbin going against Rollins, and this because while Rollins was getting interviewed about his Logan Paul segment and the match being officially announced, Seth then Corbin came over saying, hey, listen, I know you got decked by Logan Paul with that one shot. Being a former 3-time Golden Gloves champion, I can win. Being a former 3-time Golden Gloves winner, I could teach you a thing or two. What'd he say? Seth looking at him like, I think I'll take boxing lessons from my little daughter before you. Then some back and forth jokes, and then Miz saying to Corbin, if you take him out, I might be able to put in a word for you with Logan Paul for his show, Impulse. Really? Oh yeah. So there we go. So we get to that. Now, Corbin, he does a sneak attack on Rollins before the bell, but after that, Rollins pretty much dominates the entire match, and Miz is ringside watching the whole time. And yeah, this is obviously, we're seeing the downfall of Corbin again. I am all for that. I loved the broken, disheveled Corbin because, listen, I don't like Corbin. Don't like him is a bit of a harsh saying from me. It's disinterest. Neither care, I don't care, I neither care or don't care. Neither hot nor cold, so I spit you out. So, yeah, I'm indifferent on him. But, either way, Seth dominated pretty much the entire match. Came to an end when they were on the outside. Seth threw Corbin into the Miz and then got him back into the ring. Just as he's about sizing up the stomp, Miz gets on the apron. Seth runs over, does a jumping kick to Miz. Miz falls down, rolls into the ring, and then Seth runs, uses Miz as a springboard, and then jumps and does a stomp on the Corbin. 1, 2, 3, that's it. So yeah, Next up, we got women's action. Bianca, Bianca Belair going against Chelsea Green, looking as ever so Karen-esque as she can. Ooh, yeah. She's got that character down, I'll give her that. It was a damn good match. Bianca, she was pretty much leading the pace the entire way. It was a quick lift match. Now, Chelsea, she's working with Carmella now. Them two pair up pretty good, you know, like peanut butter and chocolate. So I can't really argue on that. If it works, it works. Bianca, she got the win doing the KOD. Then Chelsea and Chelsea and Carmella did a sneak attack on her. And then Asuka came running down, cleared house, and then Asuka, she grabbed Bianca's title, went to go give it to Bianca. Nope, pulled it back, and then was teasing and taunting. Crowd was dead when that happened. And I know some may say that, oh, well, they weren't into it. Me, I just chalk it up to, I don't think they knew on how to process that. Like, they were looking at it like, what the hell am I looking at? But then as Asuka's about to give it back, and all the blue ooze pouring out of her. Like, ooh. Yeah. So now we come to main event of the night. Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens in a street fight. And this did not disappoint. This lived up to its name. The fight started outside the ring, and then it was just solid back and forth fighting. Very few wrestling moves involved. It was just straight up fighting, swinging, weapons using. And at one point, Owens, he set up a barrage of chairs all next to each other like you'd see at an indie show. And then getting ready to go and throw Solo through it, and then Solo getting up and instead slamming Owens through it. And then they start fighting through the crowd. And then it looks like Solo's trying to beat feet to get away from him. And Owens is in pursuit. They get to the LED board and then get into the back where like the gorilla position is. And as you see Solo go past the camera and Owens walk through, boom! He gets popped with 2 super kicks courtesy of Jimmy and Jay. Beautiful trap employed by the Usos. And then they drag him back out to the ring. Usos pick Kevin up. Solo then, wham! Picks him with the Samoan spike. 1, 2, 3. That is it. And then they just walk off and leave Owens as a heaping corpse in the middle of the ring. So yeah, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Thank you to my executive producer, LaRae Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, make sure you check out whatevernew.net for some vicious rants apparels. Your beautiful host has a birthday coming up soon. What perfect birthday gift to give me than buying some of my own merch, right? Anyways, make sure y'all check out these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter. Also, folks, Jenny Killer DSB_IV, Diabolica RA Sergeant Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.
I want attention, but not from you. Girl, just get on.